Okay, so thank you so very much for joining us today on this special edition of the L300 Impact Stories. Now, this is the session where we get to share with you students who have gone through the program and the impact the program has had on them. And we believe that this would help you to understand why you should take the program even more intentionally, right? Because it's for your benefit. So we get to share the L300 impact stories from time to time so that students who get to watch this would see that the program that they are probably taking for granted is actually helping the lives of others becoming even better. So that's why we do this for you so that you get to see the importance of the L300 program. The program is for you and it's supposed to impact your life if you take it seriously as you should. So, with this, I want to welcome you to a special edition on the L300 Impact Stories. I know currently you're having your first semester break and you are home resting and planning for second semester. But nevertheless, we still have to do this so that you can even take the program more intentionally when you resume in second semester to see because of the impact it will have on you. So today we have somebody who's joining us on the L300 Impact Story, currently a final year student from the Department of Business Administration from the Faculty of Social Management Sciences, who's going to be with us today to share her experience and her journey that the L300 program has had on her as a person, right? From 100 level now to final year. So we're going to be having this person talk with us today. Okay, so great afternoon, Miss Favour-Manah. How are you doing? Hi, Favour. Can you hear me? Hello, Favour. Can you hear me? Welcome.
I can't hear you, sir.
Can you hear me? Why can't you hear me? My voice is loud and clear. Let me know that you can hear me. Is your mic muted? I can hear you though. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello. You may need to probably go off and get back on the call again. Can you hear me now? You may need to log out and log in again. Log out and log in again. Let's see. Okay, so we have a little bit of a challenge there, but she will log in again and join us so that we can continue this. Okay, so she'll log in and join us again so that we can continue the conversation. Like I said, this is strictly for you, for your benefits. So can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. I can.
Okay, fantastic, great. Okay, so it's good to have you join us here
Thank
today
you.
to hear you share your impact. So by the way, how are you doing?
I'm very fine. Thank you.
Great, great. Well, you look amazing, by the way. Well done.
Thank you.
So how is your break? You know, I know you just finished your first semester exam. How's your break going?
It's been going well, actually. The semester was really hectic. So at least this break is little, but it's something. It's something that we can use to rest,
Yeah,
relax, yeah, unwind, and yeah.
nice. Okay. Now let's get straight into our conversation for today because I know that you have a lot that you want to share. So we'll just go straight into it. So I like to always begin this way. Can you remember your first day as a student in Benson Hausa University, right? The first day you step your foot on campus and you know you're going to be a student here in BIU. Walk us back to that experience coming to school as a young girl at that time, which were like minus 4 years from your age right now, that time you got into school. How was the whole experience for you? Was BIU actually your first choice, or you couldn't get your choice and you decided to come to BIU? Walk us through that journey.
All right. Thank you, everyone. So my stay, my first journey in BIU, I remember BIU was actually my first choice in private university, not actually my actual choice. I wanted to go to University of Abuja. Yes, I wanted to attend the federal school, so that was my actual first choice. But due to some issues, strike and the rest, so I had to tune into coming to a private university. And it happened that I saw BIU as a standard and a well-known university with Christian and Christ-like background. So I and my parents, we actually liked the image of the school. Yes, the name it represents. So they were the one that personally brought me here, which wasn't bad. It was still my choice. So, and based on things I've heard about the school has a good reputation. So I thought of it to come to VIU. And yes, I remember the first day I stepped my feet in the school. I was a novice. I didn't know my left from my right. I remember it was one of my friends now that helped me through the journey a bit, the admission processes, the going from one office to the other. It was a lot, but I can say that the staff were so nice, they were kind. They are people that listen. They help students as you're coming. They don't just shout at you or make you feel inferior. So they actually are welcoming. Yes.
Great. So perhaps if you had gone to Uni Abuja, we would not be having this conversation today. So thank God you did not go there. We are glad that you came here. I'm excited for the person that you have become since you're here, right? In few months, let's say in the next 3-4 months, you'll be a graduate, and we are super excited for you, right? But before then, I want to ask you about the L300 program, right? I know when you came to school, there was this thing of, oh, do a video of yourself telling us what you want to graduate with. Did you really get to do that video then?
Yes, I did.
Do you still
I
have your copy of that your video?
I changed phone, so it's in my
Okay, so
other
you may not
phone.
have it.
Yes, I think I
Okay,
lost it.
okay. No, I think you should probably look for that video. So when you graduate, you can be able to do before and after. When you did, oh, I was not finished with first class, and now I finished with the first class, which hopefully you would finish with the first class because I believe that you're on that path already. So that will happen for you. Now, this is the BIU L300 Impact Story. We want to hear from you how the program itself has impacted you. If it has, tell us. If it has not, also let us know so that we can get feedback and improve on the program, because we understand that sometimes some students believe that, oh, the program is just stressful. They just don't want us to enjoy our holiday. Like this is another holiday break now, and we are doing conversation. They just don't want us to rest. They want to suck the blood out of our life. And like the current meme that is trending, Yakubu manage. We do not want them to even manage at all. But how has the Health 100 program been for you as a person from 100 level till now? I know you're currently done with it because you're currently doing LSC, but how's the program been for you from 100 level when you joined, from when you did your video and you did all the things they asked you to do, asked you to open a LinkedIn account, they asked you to do all of those things you were asked in 100 level. And how has those things helped you become the person that you have become today? So walk us through that journey, the impact you feel the program has had on you as a person.
All right, thank you. So joining L300 community, I can vividly recall that it was someone. Funny enough, up to today, I don't even still know the person one on one. She just was like, oh, she's going for a meeting. I should come with her. So it was I and my friend that went along. And okay, it was back check. Yes, we went for the meeting with HRA. I think it was HRA Lisa that was there in that time. So we went, and I was just like, okay, what's happening? What is all this? And I said, okay, let me see what this is all about. And that is how we started. But after we did our exam, because we usually write exams to join into the system. They picked me and they didn't pick my friend. So when after they picked me and they dropped her, I almost gave up because then we both used to come for meetings together, where RITs together and all that. So, but something just told me that Favor, just stay to see how this journey will be. And I'm happy I stayed because I'm very happy I stayed because I don't know if I had not stayed, I don't know. I'm a type of person that I have potentials, but I kind of needed someone to push me, to make me unleash my potentials. And L300 helped me do that. Without L300, I think I would have still been very shy, very reserved. I would have not known myself. I would have not known myself, honestly. I would have just been lying in my shells, not knowing what I have inside of me, knowing how to speak, and so many things I actually learned during the whole program and journey. So I'm very glad that I did. And unfortunately, my friend wasn't able to experience it. So she's just a med student now, which is not bad at all. But at least I can say I'm far different from her in my learning experiences and what I actually gained.
So you could say that the program had an impact in your life as a person, right?
Yes, it did. Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so okay, now would you say that there are some skills that you learned while you were on the program, like skills that you learned as a person while you were on the program? If there were skills you learned, tell us about those skills. You know, during the holiday tag, they'll tell you to go learn a online skill, offline skill, voluntary service, and read books and watch movies. Were there skills that you actually learned during this programs, during the holiday tax programs that you had to do?
Yes,
Okay,
there
so
were a
tell us
whole
about
lot.
some of the skills that you learned.
Okay, sir. So I remember my first holiday tax. I think the first or the second, I can't really recall. There was a particular movie I watched, Flaming Hot. I will never forget that movie. That movie was so good. And I'm thankful to God I was able to watch it because that is what I'm, putting now to run my business, Solan. So it talked about that movie talked about consistency. That movie talked about just so many things. Even when the man wasn't the owner of the company, I saw how he took charge. He didn't wait to be a boss before he acted like a boss. And one thing about that is you command authority. They see more reason to even place you as that position that you aim to be. At the end of the day, we also how he got to that position. Funny enough, how he was, working hard for the person. He didn't know that he was working hard for himself, which ended up him at the top. So that movie was like a whole lot. Then the books that we read, yes, the books, and there are so many movies that we actually learned. But you see that particular one, I can never forget it. So I learned a lot of skills. I learned on leadership skills. This community taught me on leadership, and being a leader, you don't need to be too authoritative. You just need to command respect. Respect should be reciprocal. So it depends on how you talk to people. It made me to talk to people better. I saw how some people, they talk to people like as if they're slaves, and I don't know. I don't like those kind of things normally. But at least every time I came for Mr. Alex meeting, every time you taught, I always gained one thing or the other on leadership, on how to communicate, how to speak to people, how to pass out your message. Even when I was an RA and I want people, oh, please don't put on waist bead, don't do this, don't do that. People did not get angry, they didn't get furious about it because actually I communicated it well. Yeah, I communicated it well because sometimes it's not just about punishing people, it's just communicate it well and they will actually abide by it. You don't need to, do all of that. So, yes, I gained a whole lot of skills. The major one I gained was leadership, how to apply consistency. At least I became more consistent because before I was kind of, I was someone that postponed things too much, that kind of person. I postponed a lot. I gained that and I was able to communicate. Those are my two or three major skills I was able to learn.
Awesome. Okay, so on the L300 program itself, while you were part of it, all the train sessions you get to attend when it was physical before it became online and all of that, you were part of people who were doing physical train sessions. Saturday, I think third Saturday of the month, we get to come and gather and have conversations in chapel and all of that. So were they sessions that made impressions on you, or were there people that also made impressions on you on the program that you looked up to and like, oh, I'm learning from this person, students, staff, people that made impression on you on the program? Tell us about that.
Okay, so firstly, the person that made impression on me from the onset, I would say is Mr. Alex. It's you, sir. Yes, I won't.
Okay.
I won't. Yes, you were the first person that made impression on me. I loved how you always. I love the way you speak. So that's the first thing. And I don't know. Sometimes I just try and put on my camera and try and speak in that way based on I'm a manager. I'm a soon to be manager, so I want to be able to express myself that way. Sometimes I don't know how to actually maintain eye contact. Sometimes I feel shy, even though I know what to say. Sometimes I stutter, but like I want to speak like you. So anytime I see you hold the mic and you're just expressive, and so that actual aspect, I really learned it from you. Like I actually long to be like you. So, but I know most of the time I did not really carry the mic because I'm actually scared of mic. But but in my house, I used to just try, do like I'm holding mic to be like him. So, and another thing was, I think OVA. I like the way OVA actually led. Yes, I like OVA's leadership. I liked the fact that he passes instructions in a mild way, like in a way that you are still laughing even while he's saying it. So I don't know. I think I like that, and it aids relationship. People don't get angry, people don't get upset, they just accept your instruction, they at least they do what you want to do. You are not commanding, you are not authoritative, but like you are still calm about it. And every time when they come up, he always has something to say, something reasonable to say. He knows how to lead. I don't know how to expatiate and explain that exactly, but I know that Obi is a good leader. Yes, and I think that has helped him a
Awesome.
lot. It has helped him in his YouTube and his growth. I was part of the people that followed him from when he was, when he was growing, and see where he is now. So I'm very happy for
Awesome.
him.
Awesome.
Yes.
That's great. That's great. Your departmental president, Jedediah, just said, well done. He's hailing you.
Thank you.
Okay, so now on the program, right? Were there quotes that you can remember that stood out for you, whether from the books, whether from the movies, whether from training sessions? Were there quotes that actually stood out for you that you can share with us from the program?
Yes, there was a particular meeting we had at
Okay.
nursing building. I can't remember the exact date, but I remember you said something like growth requires responsibility. I think I remember that particular, and I wrote it down. I remember writing it down like for a long time, and that is what I've always used to grow, to structure my life. So even when I am probably tired, because obviously there are times that I'm tired, I'm weighed down, but when I think about how much I want to grow in life, I just get up again and act. And acting is being responsible. You can't say, oh, you want to grow and you are just not doing anything. And I think there was even a time Pastor Jerome's wife, she said the way to start is to start. There was another program we had. Yes, it's just to start. You just need to start. You can't say you want to do something and you are not starting. That means you are not ready to do it. So I those two things are things that I had in my mind, and that is the reason why I started my business. I always had in mind that, oh, I'm going to start business, but I felt like, oh, it's going to be maybe after school. I was shy. What if people don't buy? What if this? What if that? How will I talk to people? But I just said, okay, let me start. Let it look like I've started. And even though it fails, I know I started. So I think that's what I would say to people, like, just start anything you have in mind. Even though the whole world is doing it, start it. and you succeed.
Awesome. Okay, before we get to ask you about your business, I know you just mentioned that already in passing because I'm really going to ask you about that.
Okay.
Um, the holiday tax is one thing that people really they dread. They feel like, oh, this is punishment. My holiday is supposed to be my holiday, but L300 has the way of giving me holiday tax. Why do I have to do holiday tax? Now tell me, how was holiday tax for you? Did you get to watch the movies? Did you get to read the books? Did you get to do the voluntary service? Did you get to learn a skill? How was it for you? Or you just among the people who use AI to do copy and paste? How was it actually for you from 100 level, 200 level, 300 level? How was the holiday tax for you?
All right. So the holiday tax. Yes, at first, I won't lie. At first, I was part of the people that were like, "Oh, what is this now? Holiday. I'm supposed to be resting. They are still giving me." I know some people will be like, "Oh, BI yourself." I was actually part of the people, but after I did the first one, the movies I watched, because honestly, I'm not really a book kind of person. Like, I don't really read so much books compared to the movies I watch. So I was more interested in the on the movies. Yes, I actually gave my whole time reading the movies a lot. And sometimes I even rewatch them. I watch them more than once so that I can actually get it. So for the movies, the books, and the voluntary service, everything later started making sense. Yes, everything later made sense. I saw the reason, I saw the impact from it. For the movies, you get to like, because when I'm watching a movie, I picture myself in that movie. That's how I'm able to like learn from it. I just imagine it's me that is going through this situation. Let me see what that person is doing that will result to this or that, or what I'm supposed to do contrary that will make me go to a better outcome. So then for the books, reading the books, I know sometimes it's bulky and everything, but actually, if you read the books, you get to gain. You may not gain everything about the book, but there are some key points. There are some words that are there that sticks, and later in the course of life, you get to apply it. You get to know that, okay. And there are some questions you even ask yourself. You don't really get them from talking to someone. You don't get them from watching movies. You get them from books, people's life experiences, people's what people have experienced. They tend to put them. So it's very important that we should forget about, oh, the holiday taxes is taking our time. We should look at the positive aspects. Then for the voluntary service, oh my God, that is that is the highlight of my holiday tax. Okay. Firstly, I'm a person that enjoy working. I don't mind working. I'm always up and down, up and down, up and down. And I think L300 still made me be that person, because maybe if I was not in L300, maybe I would have just been sleeping, sleeping, sleeping. But with L300, I was able to work in places that probably I would have never worked there. Places that I would have never worked there. I was able to work with the governor. I was able to work in NNPC. I was able to work in a showroom, a very big showroom where they sell products, electrical products. So I was able to work in these three places each of the years. And I know the people I met, I know the connections that I'm able to build, I know the impact it gave to me, I know how it helped my business, I know the customers I have now, I know the contacts I can call now. And so all those things, when you are doing things, you don't look at the money aspect, look at the positive, the impact you gain. Because they did not, at first, they did not tell me they were going to pay me. They never said, okay, you're coming to work here for a month. I'm going to pay you. Never, nothing like that. In fact, I even worked without pay. But at the end of it, I know I know how much I got from each of these um jobs. And forget about the money that I even got, like the knowledge, the experiences, the connection. There are some connections that are lifetime. You cannot actually use money to like get them. So I encourage people to actually do L300 tax. It's really, really amazing.
Awesome. No, no, that's a part that I really want you to shed more light on because I
Okay.
remember when you did the first one in 100 level, we went to a showroom. At the end of it, they gave you gifts and all of that. But by 200 level, you said you wanted to go to Jupsa. And we said, okay, go to Jupsa. And you went to Jupsa. You had an amazing time with Jupsa. You were able to connect with the head of service, the governor, the DJ of Jupsa at the time. and you had so much exposure. And then when you came back from that, you were like, oh, this time I want to go to NNPC. I'm like, what's this girl? Like, how are you thinking like this? What changed for you that you were aiming high for yourself, right? You didn't just say, okay, let me just look for one place and just do it. So it doesn't look like I'm just doing it. But you actually were raising the bar for yourself every year. What made you do that for yourself?
All right. So what inspired me was, I first of all, I'm a business administration student, and I wanted to cut across all kind of career, which is firstly the sales rep kind of, so like the actual buying and selling, let me say it like that. Then government inclined job, then actual corporate job. So those were the three sectors I wanted to work in at first. And I didn't know, I know Benin did not really have a lot. So when I checked, I sat down, I just told God about it, that, okay, this is what I want to do at this time. And somehow I just I just saw myself doing it. I just saw myself doing it. I normally I aim high. So I wanted, and also, doing all of these voluntary service, it can be added to your resume. So you don't just do it, oh, to keep it. You can still add it. It's a plus to you. So if maybe they say on your resume that, oh, this girl has worked in NMPC, she has worked in this, they know that you are an intellectual kind of person. You are not somebody that is just there, just a mere student. You have experience. And that's why I kept on aiming high and high and high. So that's the reason.
Yeah, okay. For a minute, we couldn't hear you clearly, so I want you to take that again. 100 level, you went to learn sales and marketing.
Yeah.
200 level, you went to a professional setup, and 300 level, you went to NMPC. Just run us through that again because we're hearing you clearly earlier, so people can hear you. All right,
Okay. I said the reason why I kept on aiming high was because I wanted to build my resume, first of all.
great.
And I wanted to work in the three sectors, which were the sales sector, which is the actual buying and selling, a government related sector, and the corporate sector. So when I sat down, and I normally what I do is that anywhere I want to be, I actually just tell God about it. And I see him doing it for me. I don't stress about it. So when I actually sat down, I told God that, okay, this particular place, this is where connects with. I just work hard to get there. I work hard by, okay, obviously my results, I have to have a good result, because especially for NMPC, that was really needed. Yes, that was really needed to serve there, because you have to impute your grades and all of that. So I had to like work hard. I had to build my character, build my personality, and strive to be there. I strive to be there. So I wanted to cut across all these sectors in my job, in my career. So that's the reason why I decided to take all of them one by one, and I kept on going high. And thank God I was able to do them.
Yeah, I'm super excited for you because, in retrospect, in looking back at everything right now, you've gained contacts, you've gained knowledge, you've even gained money from the whole process. And this was just your voluntary service that you took seriously, right? You were intentional about it. I remember the first time you spoke to me about where you were going to 100, I was like, just go and try it out. And then you went, you were giving me feedback on it. And then when you were done, how they commended you and everything. And then the next year, you said you were going to Jobs. And I take your letter there. Let's see how it goes. And you did. The third year, you said, oh, you're going to NMPC. An interesting fact was the fact is that you actually did not know anybody in any of these places. You just walked in and you trusted God, and the rest is history right now. Now, for some people, they feel, oh, I need to know somebody. Oh, I need to have somebody there. You really didn't have anybody. You really didn't know anybody, right? And you actually went and you actually got those openings for yourself. And like they said, the rest is history now because you've been there, done that, got the t-shirt, and you have the results to show for it. Now, you on this other end, now, how would you advise young persons who are going to do holiday tax come July this year? What would you advise them to do? Now, you went in areas where you have passion for, right? areas in your career, and sales, a government parastatal, and a professional organization, which you did. Because some people feel like the holiday tax should just be the voluntary service part of the holiday tax. I can do it in my father's company. I'll just do it anywhere. They'll just give me makeshift letter of recommendation. I'll just submit. They feel they are doing that to the office. They don't know that they are doing that to themselves. Imagine if you had done same. Say, okay, I'll just go and work in my mother's company or my father's company. They just give me a letter. I won't do anything. Where you are now, you will not have been there, because I'm aware that NMPC that you did your last voluntary service is very instrumental to how your business has grown now, right? If you never went there, you never would have taken your business to the level you've taken it to right now, because you did voluntary service there, right? And they also give you exposure. You also learn new things. They also paid for courses for you guys, also give you guys remuneration and all of those things. So you have so much to your benefit because you did it intentionally. So how would you advise somebody who's going to be doing holiday tax come July this year, how they should take theirs, rather than say, okay, let me just do it anyhow, let me just hide and not, let me just get anything and then at the end submit a letter to say have done it? How are they going to be doing a disservice to themselves if they do that? And how are they going to also be helping themselves if they do it the right way, like you have done?
All right, thank you. So I would say to students that want to do their holiday tax, be strategic. Don't just say you want to. Oh, don't do like you are doing BIA a favor. That's the first thing. I just want to do it now. Let them not book me. That's what most people said. Let them not book me. Okay, let me just do it. No, 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 no. You don't have to do that. Do it because you love it, right? You want to be a career girly. Dress up. Okay, start practicing it from now. From now, I know that in all these places I went to, I knew how I woke up early, carrying my office bag, wearing office shoe, dressing real time corporate wears, to go there. So it's training. See it like you are training yourself to be there, because what you don't practice, you can't actually, when you get there, you won't be able to, you won't know how to do it. Fine, you will get there and yes, you'll be able to do it too. But you will not be able to do it as like more than someone that has already like more than someone that is already used to it. So just start getting used to the environment, start getting used to the system, do it because you love it. So I know even though your parents maybe have a company or somewhere you can work, when you're with your parents, you may not be so serious. You may take it with laxity, you may just anytime. But life is not like that. You don't build up your name for your parents, you build up your name for you. If they are calling my name today as world's biggest female entrepreneur, they won't call my parents' name. They will call Favour Edet. They won't call my mom's name, right? So know that you're working for yourself, not for your parents. Your parents have built their name. That is why they were able to get a company for themselves. What about you? Build your own so that you to your child will be able to work in your own company. So that is what I picture when I'm doing all these things. Not because you are poor, or not because, oh, if you graduate you don't have anywhere to work. That's not true. But work in light with, you want to be something for yourself. You want someone to, when people are talking, they're not talking about, oh, when they're talking about their parents' wealth, when they're talking about their own name, you have a name for yourself. And that's what you should picture in mind. So when you are doing this holiday tax, do it for fun. It's stressful. I won't lie, it's very stressful. But forget about the stress. At the end of the day, by the grace of God, when I graduate now, forget about the whole stress. I forgot about the stress already, self. And now I'm enjoying the benefits at least. And trust me, by the grace of God, there are more benefits to come, right? So just calm down. Don't look at your mates, because some people, they look at their mates. Oh, my mate is not doing, what am I doing? Remember that you and your mates don't have the same vision in life. Some people, they don't care, their parents don't care about what they amount to. They don't even care what they amount to in life sef. So they are just in school to go and come back, that's all. But you, what do you want for yourself? Ask yourself that question. If you know you want to be something, then start working to be something. You have to prepare for the future. You don't get to the future to prepare for it.
Awesome. Now, quickly, let's tell us about your business. Yes, you are studying business administration and you decided, I think in 200 level, going to 300 level to start
300.
nursing the idea for a business. Now, walk us through that and tell us where your business currently is right now. Because I remember last business fair, you were like, oh, you don't want to. I said, no, try it out. Go and do business fair. Just try it out, no matter how little. But look at where you are today. You have a big brand, a household name on campus already, and it's spreading across the state already. How did you begin the idea for a business? Was it because you studied business administration? And how did you follow through with it, the dates that you are on that path right now? Because for some people, one of the things, no BIU, the vision is to raise academics, professionals, and entrepreneurs, right? You're picking out that path. Apart from the fact that you're an academic, you're a first class student, you're a professional, you're practicing what you're studying. And now you also picked out the path of the entrepreneur and you started a business on campus and it didn't affect your grades, it didn't affect your spiritual life, it didn't affect anything about you, and you're also thriving. Because some people feel like, oh, business is a distraction. I can't do business. Let me wait till I graduate. But you took the bull by the horn, you started small, and look at where you are today. So tell us about your business journey as an entrepreneur.
All right. Thank you. So, firstly, for my business journey, I give glory to God. I won't take it for granted. How I started, okay, walking into BIU in 100 level, I wanted to start a partnership with my friend. So it was supposed to be a partnership, but not this line that I'm doing. So I wanted to go into jewelry. And I remember telling my mom was like, you are just getting into school. If your grade goes down, so that kind of thing. And I just recorrected myself. I was like, no, 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 let me pass this level first, probably. And that is how I went from 100 to 200 level. While going to 300 level, I actually sat down. That's why sometimes you personally, that's why I told the student that go and sit down, ask yourself, what do you want to be? Fine. If you want to get into a business, your parents may not fully be in support because, yes, they may say, oh, it will be a distraction. They may talk about, oh, you just different factors. But actually, when you start, they will be one of the people clapping for you. That's the truth. So I sat down and I thought about it. I've always longed to go into business. I've always longed to go into business. In fact, I think when I was like 11, 12, 13, in my head already, I already owned a bank. That was the business I wanted to start. At first, I was like, I'm a owner of a bank. Oh. I thought it was that easy to own a bank. I didn't know I needed so much money to own a bank. So I even gave my bank a name. So probably I'll use that name when I actually own a bank. So that is how I have always that's what I wanted to do. So I was in during my holiday, I thought about it. Firstly, before you start a business, don't just go into a business because it's what is raining, or oh, this is what is trending, or I just want to start business. Let it not look like I'm not doing anything. No, that's not it. You start something because people need it. So business in particular is about meeting people's needs. And when you are able to meet people's needs, when you are able to satisfy those needs, people are ready to pay. So, and that is the reason why I started. I actually observed the school and I saw there was the tote bag in particular, the one I was using was nothing to write home about. Like that tote bag, I don't know if you guys know it, is that normal tote bag that sometimes it even stains my white. And I was like, no, 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 I can't keep up with this bag. I want to change my bag. And that is how I went to my friend introduced me to someone that makes bags. I wanted to buy for her for myself the bag. And that is how I and my friend went for that bag. So I thought about it and I was like, okay,
Wow, we just lost her there. Network. I'm beginning to enjoy the conversation to see how her journey has been. Okay, I hope that we didn't lose her much. Okay, she's back.
okay, sorry.
No problem. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So I was talking about how I started the business. I said I remember when I wanted to start, I saw we just had only one type of tote bag in campus, which was the normal one. And that particular one, I wanted to change it because my white was keep on like it was always getting dirty with that tote bag. When I sweat, it kind of washed on my body, and I don't know. and I just felt like, okay, I needed a new one. And my friend got one. So I told her, okay, please, can you give me your plug? And that's how she gave me. And me and my other friends got it. They just liked it at first sight. And I thought about it. I was like, oh, if it's not just me that wants to change my bag, all my friends want to change their bag, meaning there are people that are in need of changing their bag, like from this normal type that we have on campus to a different type. And I sat down, I prayed about it that night, and I was like, God, please give me the business idea that I should venture into. And God literally just told me, start this bag business. And that is how I started the bag business. And I didn't even, another thing, people used to ask me, oh, Favour, how much did you start with? This, that, that. Funny enough, I didn't start with any money. I didn't start with any money actually. What did I do? I just spoke to the person making it. I told her to send me a video of it. So she sent me lots of videos of the bag. I compiled it, shared it with my friends to help me post. When I posted it on my own story and status too. People were interested. I got compiled all the orders and I brought them once. So I gave them a time frame that, okay, please, you get it by this weekend. And when the orders were like, the first order I got was like 10 at once. I compiled it and I got the 10. I shipped it and I brought it. So they don't produce it in Benin. So I got it from Delta State. That's where they produce the bags. And that's how I started. And every time I repost, so when I got those first bags, I and my friends were rocking the bags like, oh, this is a trendy bag. And everybody would be like, which kind of bag is this one? Bow bags. It's cute. It's cute. And that's how I started the business. And I remember daily, I used to go to people's rooms. I used to literally stop some people on the road to tell them that, oh, I sell tote bags. And when I tell them, they'll be like, and they are holding a tote bag too now. Is it not this type? And I'll be like, no, 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 look at it. And they'll just, oh, nice. Okay, let me get. And that's how I started. Then in I think sometime last year ending, I also added my footwear business to it. Was sometime last year ending, I thought about it that I needed to create more designs of bags because it looked like the tote bag kind of saturated the campus and it was too much. Some people are not buying because many people had it. I understand. And I said, okay, since this line, as a business person, you need to have like various sources of income. So in case one is suffering, the other one can at least still be providing money for you. And I thought about it. I thought about another need. I remember one day my friend wanted to get a footwear for her guy, and his leg is big, something like that. So we checked everywhere and we could not see someone that could make footwear for us. It was so hard. So one of my friends was not like, I told one of my friends that, see what I want to do. Oh. And he was like, it makes sense. So does anybody do it in my campus? I was like, nobody actually, nobody has thought to this direction. And that's how I just started it. And when I started, I first of all started it when I was working in my office, NNPC. And I told some of my fellow interns that, oh, this is what I want to do. And that's how I launched it. I brought it to work. I used it to disturb people in my office. They were already, hey, who did not have my footwear in that office? There was like, the person is not in the office. I knew how many people bought that footwear just from the first month of starting. And that is how I started my footwear business. And now I can say, in fact, me personally, I even started it for myself. I know how hard it is to find my size of footwear. I'm using size 42. And sometimes you don't see it in the variety of colors or style you want. But now, at least, I've been able to solve that problem. People don't complain their leg is big anymore because they have Favour. And I'm able to make whatever they want, you know. I'm able to make their size, make it in their preferred color, make it in the style and design they want. So that is the way I've been able to run my footwear business and my bag business together. And it's been a lot. It's been very stressful. But that's why you need to have a goal of who do you want to be. So when I think about what I want to be, the woman I want to be globally, not just in Nigeria, globally, I just keep on striving. I keep on trying my best. And that is when I keep on hearing this Mr. Alex quote, which is growth requires responsibility. I keep on being responsible and I keep on taking up the niche. That is why I've been able to, by the grace of God, my footwear is not just in my campus, it has been able to go nationwide. And I've sold for like two people outside the country too, Sha. So it's almost going worldwide. So yes.
Awesome. I'm super proud of you. I'm super
Thank you.
inspired by your story because I've been I've been I've been with you on this journey since 100 level, so I understand how it has been. I've been when you come to the office and you say, "Ah, this is what I want to do." I said, "Okay, let's go and do it. It's possible." I never for once made you feel like, "No, you cannot do it." Even when you said, "Oh, you're increasing your price," I said, "No problem. You can do it. You can." And I will give you ideas, suggestions, and all of those things, and you implemented, and you could see the results, right? Now, all through these things that happened to you academically, business wise, as a person, would you say you also encountered challenges that you had to deal with while you were on this path? What are some of the challenges that you faced? Because someone listening to you now say, "Oh, it's just rosy for her. She has just had everything going to 100 level from one good organization to the next good one to NNPC to her business. She's just doing well, no challenge." Would you say there are challenges that you had to face, and how were you able to overcome those challenges?
All right, thank you. So for the L300, the challenges I got was trying to like balance. In fact, even till now, it's not still easy trying to balance my academics with other curricular activities like the voluntary service stuff, and it's most times it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming. I won't lie, but when just you are ready to serve, in a way, you just have the strength automatically to keep on doing it, even though you are tired, even though you are down. It's just, first of all, what you need to get up there is the will. If you have the will, you have the strength. It's when you don't have passion or will for it, that's when you may not be able to achieve up to what you want to achieve. So that was the actual only challenge I found, like, or I had, trying to balance it. But I thank God because I was actually able to balance it. And my what's it called, my dad kept on encouraging me. My dad is one of my biggest supporter. He kept on encouraging me to say, "Oh, Favor, you can do it. Just try and don't let one overwhelm the other." Right? Don't let one overwhelm the other. Before I started out my business, I did not tell them because I knew that if I told my dad, probably he would have, are you sure it's not too much? Because he was like, Favor, I'm proud of you, but hope it's not too much on you. And I was like, "Mm." So when I made sure I started first before I told him. And he was super proud when I told him how much I made and everything. He was like, my daughter, I'm so proud of you. Thank you. And I was like, thank you, daddy, that kind of thing. So it's just the will, the mind you have that will push you, that will make you keep on pushing to do more. If you don't have the mind, you won't be able to do more. So don't give up. You don't need to give up. Just no matter the challenge. Therefore, my business, I'm dealing with people. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead. I can
Sir?
hear you. I can hear you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Network. Okay, okay, okay.
Go ahead. I can hear
So
you.
I'm dealing with people in my business. Okay, I can hear you now.
Oh no, we we lost her for a bit. I hope she joins in. Those of you watching live, hope you're learning something from this conversation. This is the L300 Impact Stories, where we get to share the impact of the program. And today we have with us Miss Favour Edet-Manah from Business Administration 400 level, who is currently sharing her impact story on how the program has been impactful to her on her journey. Favour, yes, continue.
Yes, I'm so sorry. It's drizzling here, so the network is shaking.
It's okay, it's okay, it's no problem.
Yeah. So I talked about the willingness to serve, stepping out from your shell, stepping out to just be involved in things. That should be like its own encouragement. That was an encouragement to me. At least when people are called out, oh, who did this? I will be able to say that, okay, I contributed in this way or in that way. So you don't need to look at the challenge too much. Just look at the impact. When you look at the impact and the people you are able to reach, it's a plus on your side. I remember, I know some people that have reached out to tell them, oh, I'm doing business. I don't even need to finish the sentence. Some will be like, I know you now, you are RA now, this thing. And there was one that even instantly bought there because she did not know at first. She did not have my number. She did not have anything. She's in Virtue Hostel. Me, I'm in Faith Hostel now. I've left that their hostel where I actually worked. But she just said, her Favour, I know you. I wasn't surprised. I did not know her name, but she knew my name. So there are many people like that. At least I've been able to, because I actually probably treated them where I was relatable with them. I did not shun them or anything. At least I was able to like interact with them properly. That has helped me. So that's what I would say. I would say that you should step out from your shell. Do not look at the challenges, just look at the impact you are to make on people. So impact are more than the challenge, because when you make the impact, at the end of the day, you forget the challenge.
Awesome. Now, at the beginning of this academic session, 2025-2026, you happen to be the poster girl of the university. How did that make you feel? You're the brand, so to speak, brand ambassador. How did that make you feel?
Okay. That made me, I was really surprised. I was so surprised. I was really, really surprised because um I was aware of when they took the pictures, right? And I remember I took the picture with someone. I was like holding a book, you know, at the library, and only for the banner to come outside, and I only saw my face on it. I was amazed, you know. I did not know why. I did not know what happened, but I was really, really surprised and grateful to the university. I was so happy. My mom was super happy, and I didn't even realize my it was my face then. The first person that told me from Worry. The person told me Worry, and the person just snapped it and was like, my friend, a celebrity now." and I was like, who is that? They're like, "Wait, that's you now. Which I mean, who is that?" And I was like, I am not aware of this, so that kind of thing. They were like, "Oh, they're so happy for me and everything." And I went to confirm it. I came to ask you, big bro. And I was like, Mr. Alex, so see, what's happening? And he was like, "Oh, they used my face for the university." And I was like, "Oh, wow, that's nice." And I was so excited. I showed my mom. My mom was so excited. She even had to come to the school to say thank you and all of that. So I really take it as an honor. I really take it as an honor for a very big university like this and a very reputable one. They counted me worthy to be in their to be their face of the school. I am really happy. I'm really happy. And because of this reason, one person in my church, I remember vividly, that was like last year. Last year, there was someone in my church I wanted to tell my business about. I just Actually, he was not even the person I was telling to. I was telling to his friend, and the person just looked at me. I was like, "Face of BIU." At first, I did not. I wanted to do like, "Oh, I'm not the one." I was like, "Yeah." He wasn't like, "Are you not the face of BIU?" I was like, "Yeah, I am." He wasn't like, "Oh, I've met the face of BIU. Oh, it's such an honor." And I was like, thank you, sir. He was like, no. That when he saw the picture when he was traveling, he was like, who is this person VIU use? She must be this, she must be that. And I was like, thank you, sir. So I told him about my business. There. He bought like 6 pairs for me. He was like,
Wow,
no
six
problem. That
pairs.
why not? He's going to buy from the face of VIU. You got like 6 pairs for me there. Just that day.
Wow,
And I was laughing. I was so happy. I was like, "Oh, thank you."
awesome.
So
Like
that's
I'm super excited how far you have come on this journey. I
yes,
said this conversation was going to be 30 minutes, but somehow it has gotten close to an hour, so we need to wrap it up.
yes, no.
Um, give three advice to people who are still on the program, what you want them to know. Three advice that you want people who are still on the L300 program to take intentionally. I try not to use the word seriously, but intentionally. Three advice you want to give to them that they should take intentionally for themselves while they are still on the program. Because all of this happened for you simply because you took the program intentionally. Look at the lady you have become in the space of 3 years, right? If you had not taken the program intentionally, you probably would just be a regular student going to class, just doing your normal you, but you've not have evolved the way you have evolved in your academics, in your leadership, because I know you're currently in your departmental association, ESCO, Also, in your own personal life, you're doing well, you're a 5.0, you're a first class student. And also in your business, you are thriving your business. The day you told me about your revenue in the past 16 months or thereabout, I was like, oh shit, you are making money. But that's good. I'm super proud of you, right? But the advice you want to give to other people who will be watching this, who are still on the L300 program, what would you want them to know from you?
All right, so thank you, sir. So the first advice I'll give is have an open mind, be ready to grow. What's it called? You need to be intentional about it. You can't be in one place. You need to grow. Life is evolving, so only the people that are prepared for it can stand the face of time. So be ready to grow. Be consistent. There is one big thing that I've always learned about myself: being consistent. Things may not pay off immediately, but later on, when people keep on seeing the passion and the strive you're putting in, like the whole mind you're putting into it, they are watching. Don't think people are not watching. People are actually watching. Some people, they may not patronize you right now. They just want to see how long. Okay, let me say if this person will be here for like 2 months and she'll stop. But when they see that you are a year, 2 years, 3 years, you are keep on going, like they are ready to be by your side. So consistency is a very big thing. Then I would say you should always submit to leadership. Always be someone that can be led and someone that people can lead to. So that will help you in your life, because in the life to come you will always be under someone, and you too will always lead people. So take instructions and also learn how to give instructions too. So life is give and take. So that's what I would say. Yes.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Favour, for this time with us today. I am super, super grateful that you are able to share your L300 Impact story so that people get to know that the program actually benefits the participant, right? The program doesn't necessarily benefit the office, but the participant. So we can look at you today and say, oh, that's a product of L300. Look at her life. Look at what she's doing. It all started from here. We knew when she started, and we've seen her grow in her career, in her business, and in her professional life. And as a person, we've also seen her grow, right? So this is why we do this, so that people don't think that, oh, the program is just another thing to just stress students, to just make them not enjoy their holidays. It's actually for your benefit. Just like Favour, if you take the program intentionally, you also see the result that the program has to offer you. All the contacts you have today are yours. It's not for L300. They are yours. All the relationship you have built because of what you've done, they are yours. All the remuneration you got while you were doing your voluntary service, they were yours. You didn't come and submit anyone to L300. All of the benefits are going to come to you only if you do the work necessary. Now, if you had gone there and you did not apply yourself, you did not do what is needful, you'd have just been put on the side and probably let go. But every place you have gone to work, they wish you could come back because of how much you committed yourself to the process. And I can't wait to hear more feedbacks on your journey, because I know that this is just the starting point. There's so much more you would do. They'll be interviewing you on Arise Nation, interviewing you on CNN, interviewing you on global stages on how you started, because you say you want to take your business global. And like you said, growth is your responsibility. And I strongly believe you put in the work that will take you to that height that you want to get to. Favour, Edet-Manah, thank you so much for being with us today. I'm super glad to have be able to do this with you during this holiday. And I know that others who will watch this will be inspired to take themselves intentionally on the program and with their own lives. This is something you've been able to achieve in the space of 3 years. And I can only imagine what is in store for you with the way that which you are going. You always mention the fact that you pray about things, you trust God to help you, and you've seen God always come through for you, which is also a very big part of what BIU hope to instill in her students. They get to really know God for themselves, not just attending chapel, not just doing devotion, but actually knowing God for themselves and practicing the things that they should practice, using God as a guide in that journey. And that you have done, right? You were not a chaplain per se. You were a student leader for just like 1 year, but you are who you have become, and you are still holding on to God, and you're still doing the right things that you should be doing. So we are super proud of you. And just like the university has used you to do face of BIU for one session, we know that that face will be a face that we'll get to see globally. And we just can't
Amen.
wait. Yeah, and Solan will be a global household name in your footwear and your bag industry, which you want to actually dominate. So we're super proud of you. At least we can play this video in 10 years' time and say this is where it all started. When you are now in CNN, BBC, we remind you that this was where it all began from. And we are super, super proud of you. So, Favour, thank you so much for joining us today. We look forward to seeing you in the future and the person that you are going to become. And like we always say in L300, I love BIU because it is where I met you. So enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.